Good afternoon, Premier, honourable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I have a letter from the Premier recommending the member of the Executive Council with a new role. I have accepted his recommendation. Premier, will you please now introduce to the guests the member of the Executive Council whose role has changed?
Thank you, Your Honour. I would now ask the Honourable Kyle Norman Fawcett, Minister for Jobs, Skills, Training and Labour, to please step forward to take the oath of office.
Minister, would you please take the oath of office and subscribe to same in the Executive Council roll book?
I, Kyle Norman Fawcett, do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Jobs, Skills, Training and Labour for the province of Alberta, so help me God.
Know ye that having confidence in the loyalty, integrity, and ability of the Honourable Kyle Norman Fawcett of Calgary in the province of Alberta, I under and by virtue of the power in me invested in that behalf do appoint him, the said Honourable Kyle Norman Fawcett, to be Minister of Jobs, Skills, Training and Labour for the province of Alberta, to have and to hold with all and every powers, privileges, authority, and advantages to the said effect of said office of Minister of Jobs, Skills, Training, and Labour, by right and law appertaining. In testimony thereof, I have caused these letters to be made patent, and the great seal of the province of Alberta to be hereunto affixed. Witnessed by myself in the city of Edmonton on our province of Alberta, this 26th day of May, 2014, by command.
Your Honour, friends and colleagues, it's a privilege and an honour to join all of you to witness the swearing in of a dedicated public servant, someone who we know as a colleague and know as a fellow member of Cabinet has served well, and who's now rising to the occasion to take on new responsibilities. Now, in making comments, I'm cognizant of the old story of the minister who one very strong blizzard, during a very strong blizzard one Sunday, had only one parishioner show up for church, and decided that nonetheless, seeing as he did take the time to show up in those conditions, he'd better carry on with the service. And so at the end of the service, he said on the way out that he had made that decision. And he said, just as if you're feeding your cattle and only one cow shows up, you would still feed them. And the parishioner said, yes, but I wouldn't give him the whole load. So I won't give you the whole load. But I do want to say some remarks, because it is very important as someone takes on responsibility, and particularly where our colleague Kyle has performed during one of the largest and most expensive natural disasters in Canadian history, one that's affected a lot of people. Assumed the role of Associate Minister for Recovery and Reconstruction in Southwest Alberta, and has been indispensable in participating in the task force and leading in the rebuilding area, and being on the ground in communities, understanding the impact of the flood, listening to families, coordinating relief efforts, and reporting to the task force, so that we could be as quick and effective as possible in helping victims get back on their feet. That was important work, and Kyle has done a magnificent job under incredible time pressure and the weight of public expectations. And now we're asking him to take on another very important role, because as Minister of Jobs, Skills, Training and Labour, the work actually goes on. And notwithstanding the fact that there's discussions of leadership and changes in what's happening in government, there's important work happening in all of our portfolios, and particularly in the portfolio of job skills, training and labor, with the review of occupational health and safety, with the employment standards review, with a number of other items which are very important to Albertans, the issues that we are dealing with the federal government in terms of temporary foreign workers and immigration policy and provincial nominee programs. So these issues don't stand still. It's important that we have someone who can step in immediately, who can carry the ball right from the word go. And I'm really delighted that Kyle agreed to take on that role, to step in for this period of time until the leadership changes in the fall, and then we'll see what happens from there. But it's not unimportant. It's extremely important that we continue with what government is doing, that we continue with the work of that particular department, and that we continue with it under very strong leadership. So thank you, Kyle, for agreeing to take this on. You may have had other plans for the summer, but they'll change now. It's not as big a role as stepping in completely from the outside, but the transition from the work that you've been doing on the ground with people recovering from the floods into a transition to work right across the province with employment standards, with occupational health and safety, with the temporary foreign workers, and with so many other things that are so important in that portfolio right now. I just want to say thank you for taking on that role. Thank you, Mr.
Premier, ladies and gentlemen, Minister, I don't know why you're sitting all by yourself there, but your colleagues behind you are saying that's the guy. As Her Majesty the Queen's representative, it's my pleasure to congratulate the Honourable Kyle Fawcett on his new role. I think my time as an Army officer gave me a bit of understanding of what the new minister is experiencing. In the military, you're continually asked to adapt to new assignments and postings, noting that flexibility is the seventh principle of war. And you get used to the challenge of quickly getting up to speed on unfamiliar topics and territories. In fact, you came to look forward to every opportunity you've given to develop and explore different areas based on the great work the minister has done to date, including his work with the flood recovery in southern Alberta. It's clear that our new minister is more than ready for whatever challenges that may lie ahead. It seems rather ironic, though, that the minister is appointed just as the rains came back. I'm joking. Again, it's my pleasure to congratulate Minister Fawcett and to offer best wishes for continued success. Finally, I'd like to thank Premier Hancock and all members of the Executive Council for everything you do to serve our province. Thank you, God bless, God save the Queen, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Merci beaucoup.